Welcome to The Good Side, a half hour of uplifting stories that'll leave you inspired. They're told by a team of passionate journalists from local newsrooms all across the country. If you need some motivation to get moving, this 86-year-old workout instructor will get you out of your seat, and she doesn't take excuses. And a baby boy beating the odds. He was born weighing less than a can of soda. Doctors say he wouldn't survive, but now he's hitting milestone after milestone with a smile.
He's always happy. You rarely see him cry.
Plus, it is one of the toughest jobs in the world, being a caregiver. Meet some finding a new sense of direction and acceptance through improv. The Good Side starts right now. Hey there, I'm Deborah Alfarone. Today, we want you to meet a water aerobics instructor like no other. Her name is Ekris Williams. She's in her mid-80s and has a workout routine that would leave most of us in the dust. Her 5-mile run every Sunday is just the start. But it's not about the numbers. Exercise helps her endure a past that could have left her shattered. I spoke with Ekris about the meaning she finds in helping everyone live their healthiest life.
Up, out, in, crossover.
Ekris Williams is what you would call a tough cookie.
Come on higher, let me see your kneecaps, please.
The 86-year-old teaches water aerobics every Tuesday and Thursday.
Kick, kick, kick.
No matter what.
Push it away, push it away, push it away.
But it's not all she does.
Bring it up and push. Sundays I take a longer run now, maybe 5 or 6 miles. Mondays I go run in the pool. Tuesdays 4 workouts. Then I come and lift weights. And then on Wednesdays I go running. On Thursdays is a repeat of Tuesday.
Not every 86-year-old has that workout schedule.
That's their problem. And flip!
But her fitness journey started with running. Ekris survived World War II. Her parents didn't. A former German Olympian inspired her to put one foot in front of the other. She's been doing it ever since. She did stop long enough to meet her husband, move to the U.S., and raise her children. You may think her good health is just luck.
What is it that keeps you going?
Well, I have to exercise. I have to keep the cardio up. I have a congenital heart defect. I was a preemie. My mother kicked me out and never finished me. The doctors always said, keep going. So I said, okay.
The CDC says working out after age 65 can reduce the risk of developing dementia, heart disease, certain types of cancers, and stroke. It's what brings Ekris' students to her class at World Gate Athletic Club.
Good core work. Helps my knees.
What's your advice to people who say, well, I don't know, my arm hurts, or I don't know, my knee hurts?
Mind over matter, it could be worse. I have seen too much destruction. I have seen too much misery. Don't lie down and say, oh, what's going to happen? Get up and say, thank you, dear God. Every day, thank God for the day.
Lots of studies say exercise keeps your mind sharp. For Ekris, it might help keep her wit sharp, too.
What do you think keeps you young?
I'm not young. I look like a prune. I ran past the window at the Giant and I looked. I thought there was somebody behind me. It was my skin flopping.
You've got guns. I mean, your guns are way better than mine.
Well, do something about it.
She admits she's tough, but her students like it.
And lunge it.
Just so you know, I started lifting weights after that. Ekris has been a fitness instructor since 1991. And while we're talking about perseverance, this next story, I promise, will wow you. It's about a baby boy beating the odds. Nash Keene is a giggly guy. His mom's not exaggerating when she says he lights up a room. His smile is powered by his strength. This picture shows how far he's come. That's Nash being held in his mother's hands as a newborn. And baby Nash is a world record holder for being the most premature baby. The Good Side's Libby Randall shows us how his family's journey is giving others hope.
Anyone who has been around Nash Keene knows he's a happy, talkative, and giggly baby boy. His family and doctors call him a miracle.
We're immensely proud of Nash. We could not be prouder of him. He is truly a miracle.
Born at 133 days premature, Nash now holds Guinness World Record for the most premature baby.
Nash has a spunky personality. He's always happy. You rarely see him cry. He's always got a smile on his face, and his smile lights up a room.
While his journey is one of hope and happiness, his parents have been through a tragic loss. Molly and Randall found out they were pregnant in 2023, but unfortunately lost their daughter that September. 6 months later, they found out they were pregnant again, this time with Nash. At 20 weeks, Molly found out she was already 2 centimeters dilated. According to doctors, this can be a sign of preterm labor. Their hope was that he wouldn't be born too early.
And so we were kind of just like back in that, that scary situation where we didn't know what the outcome was going to be. Were we going to lose this one too,
From there, they went to the staff at University of Iowa Healthcare. Miraculously, they were able to help guide Molly on this journey.
I vividly remember the conversation with the parents when I told them that his chance of survival is 0. And again, when you've never had anyone survive at 21 plus 0 weeks, that's what the data says at that gestational age.
On July 5th, 2024, at 21 weeks, Nash was born. Dr. Amy Stanford was there when he was delivered and ran his resuscitation.
When babies are born at 21 weeks, we're not sure if they're going to be strong enough or big enough for our tiniest equipment to be able to do what it needs to do.
But Nash was, even though he weighed less than a can of pop. That whole time, his family and doctors never lost hope. With the help of a specialized medical team, he reached milestone after milestone.
It's so rewarding now to see him. You would have no idea when you look at him that he is the world's most premature baby.
Celebrating his first birthday was something unimaginable. He's not only a world record holder, but the biggest gift to his loved ones.
But I'm thankful that we are, because that means that he's here with us. So that's why we're so proud of the record.
A sense of pride and a journey they will always share.
And he's a miracle. Well, up next, when you're caring for a loved one with dementia, it's tough to navigate your person's moods and requests. But we're going to show you how an acting technique is giving caregivers a new perspective, one that's leading to a greater sense of peace.
I was very, very thankful that improv was there for me, because now I feel like Superwoman.
You're watching The Good Side. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Good Side. Humor can help us through hard times, times when otherwise we might have no idea how to manage. The Good Side's Sawyer Bussey shows us how an acting technique that's often used in comedy is proving to make a serious difference for caregivers.
There is a concept in improv called yes and. You accept someone's reality and then build on it.
What we found is when you are a care partner of someone living with dementia, they're going to say things that don't necessarily make sense to you.
The art of improv is being used to help people care for loved ones with dementia.
It changed my life. I did not think that I would be able to continue in the role of being a care partner with my father-in-law. It was challenging. I was unprepared.
This is one of those things that we hope to move from an evidence-informed practice to an evidence-based practice.
It might be hard to understand how this is working until you meet someone this is working for.
And instead of arguing with them or correcting them, you validate them by accepting their offer and then building on it.
So I was very, very thankful that improv was there for me, because now I feel like Superwoman.
Researchers show this program is effective.
So we've been doing this work in improving care through improv in the state of Georgia for 3 years. We've trained 1,500 people.
People enjoy the training. It's memorable to them, and some of the skills can be used pretty quickly after being presented to people. The yes and, meeting people where they're at.
Just incredible. Dad's Garage, a nationally known improv theater in Atlanta, helps lead these caregiver courses. It also has a program to help people with anxiety. Well, if you ever adopted a pet, you may have experienced that undeniable moment when you know you found the right one. I know I have. Well, 2 puppies at an animal shelter in Texas now have a new mom who traveled cross country to adopt them. She's from Massachusetts. She spotted the pups on social media. The Good Side's Emma Burns shows us how a shared disability drew them together.
Meet Nozomi Tamika, a deaf woman from Massachusetts who traveled to Tyler to adopt 2 deaf puppies to give them a home where they'll be fully understood.
They are precious. They are just deaf. And deaf dogs' lives matter as well.
Tamika and her family are completely deaf, and after grieving the loss of their 19-year-old blind and deaf dog, they decided it was time to open their hearts to a new furry friend that experiences the world in the same way.
I was pretty grieved about that, and I had to go through that grieving process. But I felt ready for some new puppies, and I wanted them to be deaf for sure.
The puppies were picked up by Smith County Animal Control in the beginning of June. And according to Amber Green, the supervisor at Smith County Animal Shelter, it did not take them long to figure out that both pups were deaf.
We were doing the squeaky toys, trying to get attention and everything like that, and it was nothing.
The shelter shared photos of the puppies in deaf dog groups, where it was later shared to Deaf Dogs Rock, an organization that shares adoptable deaf dogs nationwide. It was there where Tamika discovered the puppies. From that moment, she knew it was meant to be.
Deaf dogs are perfect for us. I am excited to teach them to communicate with us and have that rapport with them as well. It's perfect.
Tamika says she plans to teach sign language to the pups, giving them a life where silence isn't a barrier.
And Tamika says her family will teach the new pups American Sign Language and Japanese Sign Language. Next on The Good Side, a musician with a message.
I feel like the Scotty that you're talking to and that's sitting here right now was born that day.
A veteran and father who lost a friend in battle finds a way to turn that pain into healing for himself and so many others. You're watching The Good Side. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Good Side. Songwriters are storytellers, and Scotty Hastings has a powerful story to share. The Purple Heart recipient took his deep pain from the front lines and channeled it into a way to heal.
Rolling down the window, too scared to get out.
Who is Scotty Hastings?
I'm a father. I'm, someone who served his country and almost gave his life and loved every minute of it, and someone who just wants to help.
Scotty Hastings is also now a Nashville country music star, inspiring veterans and everyday people with his story and songs.
April 21st, 2011, we were on patrol and there was a guy that was hiding behind a wall. So I walked up to him and I was about 10 to 15 feet from him, and he pulled a rifle from behind his back and just started spraying. My injuries are very extensive, but the main one that really affects me the most is my right hand. I feel like the Scotty that you're talking to and that's sitting here right now was born that day.
It's been said the 2 most important days in life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. That second day came while Scotty was recovering at Walter Reed.
You lost your best friend.
I did. Adam Hamilton, and he was just one of those guys that was everyone's best friend. You meet someone that you just instantly connect with, and he was just that guy. And I want to do everything I can to make him proud and kind of try to remind people that, of his life and who he was.
How do you choose who comes back home?
The Purple Heart recipient channeled his PTSD and raw pain into poetry.
When it gets quiet is when the demons knock the loudest, and COVID was very quiet. And I needed something. So I had a guitar in the corner of my room, and one day I was like, I'm gonna learn how to play this thing.
Scotty had never written a song and didn't know how to play guitar. He credits YouTube, his tenacity, and his need to express his survivor's guilt.
Tell me, God, did I win or lose?
And now I get messages every day about, man, this song gave me a voice. It gave me the ability to talk to my family, and when I couldn't and I didn't know what to say, this gave me words.
Scotty now partners with PenFed Foundation, an organization that helps support military veterans. He's highlighting their programs while on a 20-city tour throughout 2025.
There's a lot of veterans out there who don't understand what's out there and what's available. PenFed has this entrepreneur program, and there's a lot of veterans who are incredible entrepreneurs and have these incredible ideas, but they don't know that something like this exists unless they hear about it.
So far, it's launched more than 100 military founders. It fits with Scotty's mission to leave no one behind on the battlefield of life.
I try to live my life to the fullest for my best friends that will never be able to do that. Make sure that their sacrifice doesn't go in vain.
If you are a veteran and interested in the entrepreneurship program or any of the PenFed Foundation's other programs supporting veterans, you can visit penfedfoundation.org. Now to a story of turning trash into treasure. The artwork that you see here was created by Mariah Reading. It's made from litter left behind at national parks. Mariah started this project on a cross-country drive. From scraps of rope to discarded shoes and life jackets, she picked up as much trash as she could, then turned it into art representing the park where it was found. She hopes that her art will prompt others to see beauty every day.
If you are doing something from the bottom of your heart and it's clearly made from passion, others will be attracted to that passion.
Mariah's love of the outdoors is reflected in another hobby, ice swimming. She was on Team USA in the 2025 International Ice Swimming Championships in Italy. Well, next on The Good Side, proof that love at first sight can last.
He met all the criteria. He was tall, cute, and very nice.
I never set 75 years as a goal. Maybe I'll set 100.
This couple's powerful advice after 75 years of marriage. You're watching The Good Side. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Good Side. If you're not a believer in love at first sight, Al and Betty Crawford could happily prove you wrong. They're celebrating 75 years of marriage. As The Good Side, Michaela Castillo shows us, Al and Betty are long past the days of flirting in the hallway at high school. But that spark laid the foundation for a lasting love.
We met at a basketball game between the Methodists and the Presbyterians, and the rest is history. We went from there.
It was back in 1944. Al and Betty were just 16 years old, living in Tucson. And from the moment they laid eyes on each other, they knew it was love.
Well, I was kind of taken with her and decided I wanted to meet her and do some more understanding of just who is she? What can she do with me?
Well, he met all the criteria. He was tall, cute, and very nice.
Al and Betty spent their days flirting in the halls of Tucson High School. But soon, Betty was off to the University of Arizona, and Al was headed to West Point to serve in the Army.
I came back on Christmas vacations and hooked back up. Well, that's the wrong phrase.
After years of visits, Al and Betty finally decided to tie the knot and got married in 1950.
I remember we had it in the fellowship hall in Tucson at my church, Methodist church, and it was lovely. And we were the first people to be married there.
They traveled the globe while Al served in the Army for more than 25 years. 5 kids later, they returned home to Paradise Valley.
Well, we didn't really think about it, the years. We celebrated the 50th, and the children always had a party for us.
While Betty and Al say their love was anything but easy, 75 years later, they are still going strong.
They see 75 years as an accomplishment. I don't know if that's the right word. Accomplishment is usually you've set a goal and you're going after that goal. I never set 75 years as a goal. Maybe I'll set 100.
They hope their story will be a testament to others, including the younger generation, that true love is possible.
Know your companion really well. Don't jump into something. And when you make a vow, it's for a lifetime if you get into a real marriage.
When it comes to advice on making a marriage last, Al and Betty say communication and trust are at the core. That's it for us. I hope you smiled this half hour. The Good Side, real stories that inspire, uplift, and remind us that even in the tough times, there's always another side, the good side. See you back here next week. Have a great day.